mighty business mogul was given intellectual power by God and the powers of commerce, so that he will come and reign and teach the people of the Lord the way to subdue the powers of mammon. And you came into time. Unfortunately, the only equipping God will give you is the equipping of an ordination, but how you enter time is inconsequential. So you may be born into a very poor family, you may be born into a very disadvantaged environment, and the advantage that you have is that you would in your lifetime taste the two extremes. You started from where there are people that don't understand the plight of the poor because they have never drawn from there. Mind you, also debunk a wrong ideology. Poverty is not an advantage. Just because you are poor does not mean you are going to be the most intelligent in a class. There are many rich people who also have very serious minded children that are reading more than you, who ought to be paying attention. So at the end of the day, when you observe he that bear you, and you see how the life story of everybody is playing out, one of the first things a man must do is to purge himself. It is that purging process that scripture calls, if a man can purge himself, he will become a vessel unto honor. So fortunately, as I round up, there are many systems that have been put into the earth realm, in the cosmos, to struggle for the few hours that you have in a day. In the full course of a day, we have only 24 hours. And if you check the number of hours devoted to inconsequential investments, going to check how many people like your picture on Facebook, just looking and reading people's comments, watching series. I am amazed when I see movies having season 1, season 2, season 3, down to season 11, and somebody is priding himself by saying, I've watched them all. And with his mediocre company, they are saying, Kai, this guy, you try. What you have done is that you have allotted a portion of your life to a venture that will never be fruitful again. And the end of our life is a product of your daily decisions. There is a lie in our generation. It is the lie that, let me just use my youth, and we interpret the youth to be the misbehavior stage of life. So, let me just have fun. And then we decide that one day we will now be serious, and that when the time to be serious comes, we know that. Just see, I was advising a brother and he said, sir, honestly, I know what I'm doing. It's just, if the time comes, I'll be serious. Hey, I saw the folly of that thought, and Satan wants him to continue to believe that. One day you will find out that all the things you gave this small time to, they have evolved from an investment of time into a habit. And when you will now choose by yourself and say, I want to change, the laws of the flesh will be too strong that your willpower cannot change it again. So the person now goes to drink by will. There is no addiction yet. He thinks that he's in control, but one day he will be diagnosed and the doctors will advise him to disengage. But then he will find out that the will is in him, but the ability to translate this will into an action, the flesh has developed muscles. And that was what Satan wanted in all these years that you thought you were just having fun. Inside that fun that you think it's fun, they say stay away from sexual immorality. You say it's fun. You don't know that the flesh is gaining muscle. One day, let me share something that both the old and young will benefit from right now. That lifestyle of immorality, the reason why every advice and every instruction of God is never for God's advantage. There is no righteousness that makes God more a God. Your righteousness does not add anything to God. Every instruction of God is for your own good. It is that he stood from his immortal position, considered the end from the beginning, and he gave you advice as touching the things that if you don't enter, you will not have any negative end. And so man interprets the instructions of God as though God is putting stringent laws so that he can be happy, unknown to them that there is nothing you do that adds anything to this great monarch. So he says, flee youthful lust. The average man says, God does not want us to have fun. What is the implication of entering this thing? You will find out very soon.